Hello, hello. This is going to be episode 1 of the map that I am creating, of the Minecraft adventure map that I'm creating. And I'm going to do, and I guess in this video that I'm doing, I'm going to do, this is probably going to be the first official video on my channel. I just realized this with me actually talking in it. Oh, jeez. Well, nervous might delete later. Well, anyways, yeah, this is gonna be a custom item. I'm gonna showcase all the custom items that I made for the Dark Souls-like map that I'm making. And yeah, I guess I'll just get to it right now. But actually, first off, before I do anything at all, before I even show any of this stuff, I'm just gonna I'm gonna show you guys the scoreboard that I made, all the scoreboards that I made, and then I'll show you guys how to do the title, the action bar thing that I have in the bottom right there. So it displays all of your scoreboard scores. It's very easy to make, and I'll just show it. This is a one command block creation right here. But before you make this command block, what you want to do is do slash scoreboard, and then make objectives, add, and then add the ones you see. Don't add the XYZ thing that you see. But like if you're doing it like mine, do levels MP, which is, I think it's mastery points is what it is. Levels MP sins, and then souls. And then yeah, and then that's it. So if you're doing it like mine, just add those 4, and then look in this command block. Repeat, unconditional, always active, and then this is how I have it right here. But I'll leave it like this so you can see, so you guys can see the squiggly S, and then the 8, and then the numbers for the coloring. Yeah, basically what that symbol is, it's just, if you go here, oh wait, where is it? Oh, it's this one. So this symbol right here controls it. This one basically shows all the colors of what colored text you want, basically. And then so yeah, if you're doing it, so whichever objective that you have, what you're gonna want to do is do slash, or whatever it says up top right here. Yeah, do slash execute as a run title raw as action bar, and then whatever it says, and then once you get to the point where it says text /n right at the end of the yellow right there, then you want to do like start coloring what you want to do for as your first. You want to do your first objective, and then just kind of go from there. Well, yeah, I would copy. I would pause the video and copy all the stuff if you guys want to do that. And then yeah, so it'll show my name, and then whichever player is online in the world, it'll show the it'll show their player name as well. With it should show their personal scores, yeah. And then if you want to like add scores, and I'm gonna honestly really hope that you guys know how to add and clear scores, but it's really simple. Basically, if you want to add to the Souls scoreboard, you would do /scoreboard players add at a Souls 100, which basically adds here, and then I have this which clears everything, and I'll show you that in a minute. And then so if I wanted to add souls, it would add 100, and it's the same thing for all these too, like this one, /scoreboard players add, and then whichever scoreboard objective that you have, put the name of it right here, and then and then add the number of what you want it to be. So this is just 1, it'll keep adding 1. And then levels, like if you want to have a scoreboard leveling system instead of an XP level system, which is what I'm going to be doing, you could just add, you can add levels. Like if someone buys levels using souls, you could minus the clear the soul number, clear the soul counter, and actually I think I have it right here. Nope, that's different thing. Nope, that's levels. It's the same thing. Yeah, right here. Oh no, wait, that's ATK. I don't have that anymore. I thought I was gonna add ATK, but I don't. I realized I didn't want to. But yeah, you would do players set at a souls, and then you would do 0. That's how you set it back to 0. And then like if you wanted to do a repeat, it's just the same thing. Yeah, this is all very self-explanatory. And then there's some advanced commands back here. Well, these aren't very advanced, but if you wanted, let's say, I'll just do souls as the default. So if you don't want souls to go like, if you don't want player scores to go below 0, you would do /execute at a scores. So it tests for all the players' scores, and then whichever scoreboard it is. And then if it goes down -1, it would set the player's score at S, which is the self of the player, the objective, and then set it back to 0 so it doesn't go down. So like let's say, how would I do this? Oh, I know how. Just do remove. If I tried to do remove 100, it won't go back. It'll go back to 0. And then this is how you remove scores in the objective. This is how you remove them. You just add do remove instead of add. So if I want to add, there you go. And then this tower is all of the same commands. It's just the same thing, sets the thing back to 0. And this lever is connected to all of these, which is all this that I've already shown. And then if you don't want it to go above a certain number, you would just do the same thing. If I didn't want levels to go above, 1,000 levels, I would do test /execute as all the players' scores levels 1001, and then run scoreboard set levels to 1,000. So yeah, very simple stuff. And then, so yeah, that's my whole scoreboard system. That's very simple. And then I've created a bonfire system, and I'll show this in a different video. And this isn't fully done yet, but yeah, I'll show this in a different video. This is all extremely, it looks like a mess, but it's really not. This is all very simple commands. Like literally your grandma could do this stuff. It just uses like tags and things like that, and play sounds, and it has /fill for like other pressure, another pressure plate, things like that. And then these are some just basic commands that I have for just the general world, and I'm using a furniture mod, or not mod, it's an add-on, but I'm teleporting. So if you don't want a certain mob in your world to exist, you could just TP the mob -1,000 on the Y scale, and then so whenever it spawns in, you won't even see it spawn in. It'll just immediately go down below the void. Like that's how good it is. And then this is for invisible armor stands. So if you want this command for invisible armor stands, this is it right here. So if you have an armor stand with the name invis, no caps, and then at S at the armor stand. At S is the armor stand, and then run effect and invisibility, and then this is a repeat unconditional always active, so this will always be on. And then no zombify, so if I wanted to have a piglin in the overworld, this would be the command right here. You would do the event that you want, event entity at E type equals piglin, or you could do zombie or whatever. Or no, not zombie, sorry, but you would do like any nether mob basically that has a zombification event. But yeah, you would do stop zombification. Yeah, that's very simple. No cave sounds / stop sound at a ambient.cave. All these work. And then infinite saturation. So my map isn't gonna have a hunger system. So this would be it right here. If you didn't want to have a hunger, if you didn't want the player to get hungry, this would be the command right here. / effect at a all players saturation and infinite for an infinite duration. 255 true. So that's always active. I'm gonna kill this guy. I don't want him wandering around. And then so yeah, that's this stuff. And then this command block, is really cool. I love this command block. Basically, it gives you any weapon other than armor with infinite durability, so you don't have to give it like unbreaking or anything like that for like your maps and stuff. And it does work for armor, but if you try to get it out of your inventory, it'll crash your game for some reason on Bedrock Edition. I don't know why. But you would give player any weapon, and then you do one with the level 30,000, sorry. But yeah, but you have to have 2 of them. So yeah, it sets the durability to 0, and if you click it twice, and you put 2 in your inventory crafting, and then it'll give you, like for example the shield, it'll give you a shield with infinite, like infinite durability basically. And then what else? I have another command over here. Yeah, this command just basically slows any like NPC that I want. Like if I wanted a certain entity or a mob to have like to become an NPC, and Bedrock Edition doesn't have like NBTs or like no AI system for regular Bedrock. So what you would just do, I guess, would be to give like any entity just slowness for an infinite duration, 255, so they don't go anywhere. And then I have something over there that I'll show in a different video. That will be different. But yeah, I'm just showing scoreboard systems and other small stuff in this video as my first episode. And then, I mean, that is kind of small over there. I could show that, but I don't know. I'll just add that as a different video. And then custom items. So these are really, I love all these. These are really cool. And these are all very simple to make. And some of these are really tall. Yeah, some of these are extremely tall, but this one is also extremely easy to make. This will be extremely easy and hopefully easy to understand. But basically what this one is right here is homeward bone dust. So if I were to, like, if I didn't set it up yet, but if I were to like, if I were to light a bonfire, it would summon another pressure plate. I think right here would summon another pressure plate, and then it would give me a homeward bone dust tag, HBD, it would give me a tag, and then if I had that certain tag, the homeward bone dust will basically teleport me back. It will spawn me back to a recent bonfire that I warped from, basically. Not warped to, but that I warped from, or that the one that I was recently at. So that's how this one works. And or actually, I'll just show it right here. This is the test thing right here. So you would test for the name of the item, and this is the same command for literally every single item, every single purple block that you see. Over here, this is the exact same command, but each item has a different color name. That's the only difference. And then, yep, and then for this, I'm testing if the closest player has the tag. Oh wait, yes. If the player has the tag for that bonfire, and I'm gonna add 22 different bonfires in my map. That's why this tower is so tall. I'll be adding, like, there's just 25 of these sections. That's all this is. They're just stacked on each other. So yeah, and then this tests for players with that certain tag, with that certain specific bonfire tag, and then this command TPs the player to the recent bonfire they visited, and then this one just kills the item, and this command is the same for like all of these, for all the ones on top, all the commands on top. Basically, it's all the same. But the effects and the abilities are different though, and I'll show that. So I guess I'm gonna start off with the different soul items. So I have this one all the way over here for some reason, but so yeah, this one, Soul Center, it gives 1, and basically what this scoreboard will be is I'll have it set up to where it increases the difficulty of the game. Yeah, this one will basically just increase the difficulty of the game, or how strong entities are, based on how much you have, and this will affect how NPCs respond to you. Yeah, this will this will affect how NPCs respond to you as well in the map, and I'll try and figure out how to do that. But yeah, tests for the item, and then scoreboard players adds 1, which is the same as that, which is literally the same as that one right there, same as that command, and then kills the item. And then the reason how it's colored, squiggly S, 8, and the 8 gives it the gray color. So that gives 1. And then Fading Soul is the first one. Testing for the item. I'll show it. Testing for the item. Repeat unconditional always active. And repeat unconditional always active for this whole first row. Scoreboard players add a souls 50. So it adds, here, let me do this. So when I drop it and use the item, it gives me 50 souls. Oh wait, yeah, these go right here. Then Soul of a Lost Undead. And the reason why it looks bold is because I have an L right here. So S, weird S6, weird SL, and 6 is the yellow color. In case that wasn't obvious enough, I know I'm Captain Obvious. And then adds the souls, adds 200, and then kills the item. and then large soul. Yeah, the L dot soul of a lost undead. So testing for entities, and the entity is, and then type equals item, so tests for all the items with the name of this. So yeah, this is a very simple command, and then adds 400. So that one adds quite a bit, and the numbers increase quite a bit. And then this kills at E. Kills entity type equals item with that name. I don't think I'm gonna do all these because these are all. I've already showed a couple, and it keeps adding. It'll keep adding souls, like it'll increase the number by a certain digit, you know. And these ones were really hard to make, but like I tried to figure out how to make these ones for a very long time, and these are the colored souls. So basically what these ones do is the green one tests for the item, green soul, gives the player instant health 5 for 1 second. So the duration would go first, and then the amplifier would be this. Would be the next number, and then true, and then kill at E, type equals item, name equals name equals whatever it was, green soul. And then that one, and then purple. I have purple all the way over here. I don't know why. Tests for the item, SDSL, purple soul. And then this one's a little complicated, but it's the same as the other ones. Actually, I don't know why this one's even longer. It could have just been the same, but I for some weird reason I did execute at E, which does the same thing, I'm pretty sure. Type equals item, name equals purple soul. The run souls players add at P R equals 2 and P 10. So it'll just keep adding 10. And you can only find a certain number of these, so these will be like really rare. All these ones will be very rare to find. And then the red one, basically, the red ones will give you, they're supposed to give you ATK, which was the scoreboard that I was gonna add, but then I changed my mind because it would have just been too confusing for me to make. So for the red ones, I have execute at the nearest player, run effect at E. So at the nearest player is where the command is going to execute, basically. Duh. And then effect at E, family equals monster within a 5-block radius. Instant damage 3 for 1 second. And then that's that one. And then the white one gives resistance. Infinite. Actually, wait a minute. Yeah, this one's an infinite one, I think. Unless, wait. Why did I add this one infinite? Oh. I have the speed one infinite too. Alright, whatever, I'll just keep it like that. But yeah, it's speed infinite. Unless you die. If you die, then the effect will just reset. So you won't have it anymore. I guess that's why I have it infinite. And then infinite. And then I have the amplifier as 3 for both of these. But yeah, the white one gives resistance. The yellow one gives / effect at P. speed, yeah, whatever it is, you've already seen it. And then these ones were very hard to make too. These ones are really confusing, but I kind of tried. So the black soul it will give everything with a certain number. So this kid, the black soul, you get the regular black soul by it'll give you it after you die. So every time you die, it'll give you one of these, but I think I'll have a command test for where if you already have one, it won't give you another one. So people can't just keep dying and getting infinite amount of these. Which will probably I will probably have to do that. But these are the basic ones you get, and they just give instant health 1, and then adds MP as 5. I guess it wouldn't really matter because if they used the item, if a player were to use the item before they die and then die again, they'll just get another one. I guess it really doesn't matter. But yeah, I don't know, whatever. And then MP adds 5 MP, gives resistance 1 for 60 seconds. I'm gonna have those back to 1 minute actually. Yeah, I'm gonna do that right now. Instead of infinite, I'm doing 60 seconds, which is 1 minute. Just so you guys know how to do it. Yeah, 60. Okay, that's better. Resistance for 60, speed for 60 seconds, and this is 1. The resistance was also 1. I'm kind of jumping around, sorry. And then this one kills the item. And then the ones on top, and these are all this same tower is the same for the next two. It's the same but they just have larger numbers. So like this is the same, which kills the item. And these top ones will run the instant damage. It'll run the red soul one. It'll run instant damage for us with a certain number to it. I guess that wasn't really confusing, but whatever. And then do that. And then, oh yeah, rubbish. This one is a very funny item. It's like a useless item, basically. It'll just give you like 1 soul every time you use it. And in this map, you basically have to drop items to use them. And then I'll add certain items, like I have an example as a stick that I was testing with, where if you get an item, like here, if I don't have the item, can't use it, but if I get myself a stick and I drop it, then it detects the dropped item, and then it'll do whatever ability that I want it to do, you know. Drop detected. So yeah, this is just a drop detection. I'll show that actually right now. I know I'm kind of in the middle of that, but yeah, I'm going to be adding spellbooks. So basically, tests for the item stick, kills the item stick, gives the player another stick, and then this is just a say command. And basically the say command is just after this command gives the stick, this command tests if it was able to do so with a conditional. And yeah, that's very simple. And then, oh, this is the purple soul. So yeah, that's all those. That's all those out of the way. I'm trying to be fast. Yeah, because I've already been doing this for 29 minutes and 20 seconds, right? Yeah. Alright, and then, so medical herb as the first item, and this command and this command is going to be the same for every single item you see, so I probably won't be going over the bottom and top ones too much, unless there's an item that needs to be covered specifically, you know. So the medical herb gives instant health 2 for 1 second. So if I were to drop it, it'll give me, every time I drop it, it's a consumable item, so every time I drop it, it'll give me instant health. Antidote herb, this one clears poison. I'm gonna go through these real quick. I already showed you guys Homeward Bone Dust, but I haven't fully made this one yet because I don't have more bonfires that I made, so I can't really show this one in full-fledged detail yet. And then fairy powder. Yeah, I have all these in order, but yeah. Now I gotta find it. Fairy powder. So this one, yeah, it's the same. Execute at the player, run effect at E, type equals, and the exclamation point right here is basically saying any entity that is not a player. But I guess I could have, but family, if I were to do family equals monster, that's the same thing if I wanted to do all monsters in all mobs, basically. And then within a radius of 10, which is 10 blocks, gives any entity slowness 255 for 10 seconds. So this one can be really overpowered if it's used wisely. And then Master Key, this is one of my favorites. And I have a little setup right here. So if I were to drop it like right here, wouldn't do anything. But yeah, this is a Master Key test, but if I went to this iron door, that you won't be able to open it in adventure mode, but if I drop it right next to the door, it'll open the door, and then it'll put you in, and then you can walk into whatever area that you just unlocked, basically. And this door will always stay open for the specific world that I'm trying to make. This door will always stay open. And to make this setup, I have a command block under. I have something over here, but yeah, I'll just clear this. So I have a repeater into this block where the door is, and then I have a command block that summons redstone blocks that unlocks the door. So this command block is directly under the door. This tests for the item named Master Key within a radius of 3 blocks. And then this command fills the redstone blocks right here. And then this command just kills the item, and that's it. So it's really simple. If I were to drop another one, keeps the door unlocked for an infinite amount of time. And then, yeah, if I just remove those. If players are in adventure mode, they won't be able to remove those or see this. So if I were to drop another one, yep, it's just, it works every time. And then players can do whatever in the other room they just unlocked. So Master Key will unlock all doors, all locked doors like that. Bleed Stopper, I think, gives regeneration. Yep, 4 for 1 second. And then eye drops. Effect at P clears blindness effect. So this one clears the blindness effect, and then invisibility powder. This is probably one of my favorites too. So if I were to have a monster over here, so if I were to use this item, it'll give me invisibility for an infinite amount of time. So I'll always have invisibility as a hidden body effect. But if I were to get close to an entity, it'll remove the effect, and this mob will get aggroed against me if I get too close to him. And to make this one, where is it? Invisibility powder. testing for the item, and the reason why it's so dark is a J, so S, squiggly S, J, invisibility powder. And then make sure to immediately kill the item. I know I had all these ones up top, but for this one you want to immediately kill the item. And then if that item was immediately killed, it'll run the effect invisibility for 255 as the amplifier. And then this system right here tests if mobs are near the player. So this one is repeat unconditional always active. Execute at all players, run test for at E type equals exclamation point. So any entity that isn't a player within a radius of 5 blocks. And then this will clear the effect. / clear at P, clear invisibility. Very simple. And then a cure herb will cure all effects a player will have. So this is a very special item. It just does effect at P clear. So if I have like 5 different effects that are harming me, if I throw one of these, it'll give me it'll just clear all the effects. And then this one, this is a really fun one. The fire bomb. So if I throw it, it explodes. So if I have a group of mobs, if I have a sad group of mobs right here, well, you can't throw it at enemies because then it just acts as a regular snowball. So you want to throw it at the ground, and then it just kills anything in the radius of it. And this one only uses, and literally all the cool ones use like one command block. I mean, the scoreboard system was really cool, and that one uses 1 command block. So this one does execute at E type equals snowball. So executes at any snowball unless a block, I think this is unless a block above it or below it is air, and then it'll run summon ender crystal. And then the ender crystal will always explode, basically, and I think that's when the snowball hits the ender crystal. Yeah, so that's really cool. So literally wherever I throw it, you can't spam it because it'll you know, like if I try to spam it, you can see some of them hitting the ground. Like if I were to do this, yeah, just watch. Oh, I guess it did it for all that, but sometimes it wouldn't work properly, and the snowball would just hit the ground if there were too many close to it. And then the dung pie. This is a funny item. It runs the effect that isn't a player, tests for any entities that aren't a player within the radius of 10 blocks, runs poison 1 for 5 seconds. So if I'm near any entity, I drop it, it'll give that entity poison, and then I can just kill that entity. And then I think I made this item, I can't remember. Oh yeah, I did. So the Magi Stone, this is a little bit of a long one, but this is also really easy to make, and I'm just using repeaters. So same thing with this one, and same thing with this command right here. You want to add a comparator and then a repeater for these. I don't know if it matters or not. I think you could just have the impulse right here if you really wanted to. so it activates immediately, but I would just do this to be safe. Don't do it wrong. So this command tests for the item, and then this right here kills the item, and then I have 5 repeaters that are on the max sensitivity, or they're on the max setting. And then, yeah, there's 5 repeaters between every single command block you see right here, within this line. So I'll just go down the line. So this one, and they all have the same command. It's /scoreboard players add MP. So this command, this item, if I were to drop it, it'll give me 10 MP every 1 second. So every 5 repeaters is like 1 second basically. So it'll give me 10 MP every 10 seconds, and it'll give me, how much is it? Like 50 or something? Let me do it again, because I forget. It's like 60, I think. So if I were to drop it, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. So it'll give me up to 100 MP every 10 MP, which adds to 100 every 10 seconds. So yeah, that one's pretty cool. And then Magical Mirror, I think I made this one. Where is it? Oh, it's this right here. So this is really easy to make. So this one tests for the item, which is just a piece of glass named Magical Mirror. And then you would kill any so if there's a witch in front of you and it throws a splash potion, this command should kill it. It should just kill that splash potion so you won't get hit with it. It'll kill the splash _ potion. And then this command right here kills the Magical Mirror item. And then, yeah, and then these 2 commands are going to be pretty much the same for all these ones up here. But this one tests for the item. This one kills an arrow. So any arrows that are about to be shot at you, you can delete them by just dropping this. And then this one kills any small fireballs. This one kills regular fireballs. And then, oh yeah. And then this will give any entity, it'll run effect at any entity within 10 block radius, levitation 1 for 1 second, as a fun effect, and then it'll do execute at a run damage at E type equals the entity that isn't a player. It'll give 10 entity damage. So it's I think that's 5 hearts. That's 5 hearts in total. So if I were to do this at this guy, give him levitation. Yeah, then he was a 1-hit, so that was 5 hearts. So yeah, there's that one, and then these ones are really cool. So these ones right here, these are the pine resins. So the first one is a charcoal pine resin. So this will summon fire at any entity that's within a certain radius that I have it set to. I'll show you guys that. But if I have all these mobs around me and I drop this, it'll summon fire under them. And then I can just kill these guys. And then all these guys are 1-hit because the fire was dealing so much damage. So there's that one. Oops. And then frigid pine resin gives slowness, and then it also gives poison, and And the poison is supposed to act as like a freezing effect. So like the entity is slowed with the poison effect, so they're dealing like freezing damage, I guess you could say. So if I were to do frigid on this guy, it's not slowness 255, so we should be able to move around too if you were to start walking. But here, I'll add all these guys to show. Or maybe it is. I don't know. Wait. Oh yeah, I'll show you guys how I'm adding 10 souls after every mob I kill. I'll show you guys that too after this. But, oh, wait a minute. Ooh, 45 minutes. Sorry, guys. And then, oh yeah. So, Fire Pine, this is the charcoal one. Tests for the item. And then this command, execute at A, run execute at E, type equals, that isn't a player, within 10 block radius. Run set block, tilde 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 fire. So sets fire under any entity within 10 blocks. So there's that one. And then frigid, tests for the item. Execute AIP run effect. Slowness for 255 for 30 seconds. I don't know why this is 255. I'm gonna set this to like 5 or something. I'm gonna set it to 5, so let's see how that works. I'm gonna have all these guys. Okay. I don't know why they aren't moving. So that gives slowness. This one, same thing, gives poison. You can add whatever amplifier and time you want. And then this kills the item. Same thing for this one, kills the item. And then gold pine resin, this is probably one of my favorites too. This one, execute at E, type equals item name, gold pine resin, run summon a lightning bolt, and then caret 1.8, yeah, 1.8 caret 7. So if I have a mob right here, summons a lightning bolt wherever I'm looking. So I'll do like one here, here, here. Yeah, so wherever I'm looking, it'll summon lightning with this if I were to use this consumable item. So yeah, this one is really fun to use. And players are able to buy these in a shop that I'll make too, which will be really cool. And then, so yeah, there's these ones. And then, this is a questionable item. You can take it how you want to take it. You can, how should I say this? Interpret it how you want to interpret it. If you know, you know. If you don't worry about it. Test for the item name. Execute. Give a weakness effect to any mob that's near you for 15 for 10 seconds, and then just kill the item. So this one gives any mob weakness, basically. And then these ones don't do anything. This one doesn't do anything either. This will just be a tradable item. Candy will just be a tradable item, but ore shard, large ore shard, ore chunk, and then ore slab. But these will be used to upgrade the weapon a player has. It'll be used to upgrade a weapon. It'll just be used as weapon upgrades, basically, as the upgrade system, instead of using anvils with regular enchanted books. You'll be able to just buy the upgraded sword with whichever material that you have. And then Feather of Immortal Bird tests for the item, and then gives an effect at any entity with the tag ally. So any entity, and it's the same thing for all these, I'm pretty sure. It'll give a certain effect with any entity or player, for example, with the tag ally, and then it'll run this effect at that player with that specific tag. And then this one, resistance, regeneration, resistance, instant health, so it'll give the maximum amount of health for 1 second, and then this kills the item. So I guess it's kind of like a golden apple. I guess you could say this is like a golden apple basically for this map. And then Black Ash, so this one is really simple, tests for the item, and then this one will TP the player back to spawn, basically, or back to the starting point, and then it'll set the player's souls to 0, so this item will it'll basically eat the souls of the player if they were to use this item. So if I were to use it, it'll TP me back to a certain point or a certain block that I have it set to, and it will delete. And if you watched, it deleted my souls number, and then it kills the item. So I don't know why someone would want to use this item, but if they use it, they can use this to TP them back to the starting map or the starting area, so they don't have to constantly run thousands of blocks back to a certain area that they want to go to. And then the dungeon key, this will just be used in the prologue. This will just be used only once when the player in the adventure map starts out. They'll use this to open up the jail cell that they're already in, and they'll use this to escape, and that's basically it. That's all it's used for. So this is just like the master key. It's basically just like the master key, except you would only have one of them and you'd use it once to open your cell door. And then I think that's all the items. Yeah, that's pretty much everything. And I've already showed this too. So I guess I'll show the bonfire system in a different video. And then, surprise, surprise, that's actually a parry system that I made. It's a crouch detection parry system. So if a mob is about to hit you within a certain radius, you can crouch to defend yourself, kind of like a shield, but I don't want to use shield, so you would just you would crouch, deals damage to the mob that was near you, and then and then it'll give you then it'll minus 5 MP from your score, basically. So I'll show you guys how to do that in a different video. And then jeez, I've been talking to myself for an hour. I've never done that before, but there's a first for everything. Alright, goodbye. I've showed everything. These are literally all the commands that I've pretty much showed. I've showed pretty much everything. And this room is gonna be the main warp room for all of the bonfires I'm gonna have. So like if I were to step on that, I don't really want to step on that right now, but if I were to step on it, it'll give me tags for all these, it'll give me a tag to activate all these commands whenever I'm near this. whenever I'm near the bonfire. So if I were to activate it, it'll summon a pressure plate, and then if I were to step on this pressure plate near the bonfire that summons right here, it will TP me to the warp room, and then sets my spawn point in the U diet, and this is a U diet room. So if I were to die, this sets my spawn point in that room, and then it'll reset my soul score, and then it'll give me the black soul item that I have, and then this command will just give me the homeward bone dust tag, like I've already shown previously, and then that's everything. Alright. I don't know, subscribe if any of this was helpful. I'm making this map in... I'm basically making this map all within Minecraft Bedrock Edition, since I don't have access to like computer mods or any fancy work like that, and I don't have like, I can't retexture items or anything like that, so I'm just kind of doing it the old-fashioned way with all these commands. And then yeah, hopefully that was all helpful. Alright, goodbye, subscribe please.